Well, what's up, everyone? So today we are going to be doing Mercury in the fourth house. And what happens when Mercury comes into your fourth house? And remember, tomorrow's a special day. We're going to be doing 2 interviews back to back. So make sure you're here 11 a.m. live on YouTube, California time, and then 12:30 p.m. California time. All right? Because I uploaded the other video announcing that 2 special interviews tomorrow with one of the best astrologers out there. Okay? So, Mercury in the fourth house. What happens when it comes to your fourth house? Well, what is fourth house? Fourth house represents your childhood memories, your mother's nourishment, your actual physical home, your homeland, okay? And it represents your conveniency, as in, will you have nice vehicles? Will you have air-conditioned home? Will you be living a nice, comfortable life? And it relates to these things now, but before it used to be just mother's nourishment. Because you're most happy and comforted when you are in your mother's arm. And this is why fourth house was known for that. Okay, fourth house is also the education you receive from your mother, and it's the education that you receive before high school. Like it's from your kindergarten to your 9th grade education. When you're like just in your adolescence, that education. So Mercury comes here, who's a communicator, who loves communication. His significance is communication, any kind of communication. This camera is a communication, writing form is a communication, verbal form is a communication, salesmanship is a communication. Mercury is also your intelligence, because in order to communicate well, you better be intelligent. So it's logical for Mercury to represent that at the same time. It represents your logical mind, your ability to comprehend anything, your ability to memorize anything. Okay, so when Mercury comes here in the house of parenting, first of all, your mother was a big influence on you, because your fourth house is a house of your mother. So your mother was verbally very involved with you. Since Mercury represents business, your mother could have been had a home-based business, or she could have been a very business talkative person out there. Okay, she was very verbally involved with you. You yourself are very verbally involved with your own children. Like people who have Mercury in the fourth house usually have their mother become their manager. The people in the fourth house learn to talk with their parents quickly. They communicate with their parents a lot. So this becomes a very their mother, and especially mother, becomes a very intellectual influence on your life. Your intelligence is formed due to the knowledge you received from your mother, due to the intelligence you received from your mother. Your logical thinking and your logical patterns are based on your mother. Now, obviously, if Mercury is in a bad situation or debilitated, then your communication with the mother was just bad. The communication was still there, but you guys were just bickering and fighting, and mother's own intelligence became an influence on you, which was not the most ideal intelligence that you wanted. Okay, and we're going to discuss this as well, as to why Mercury in Kendra houses is still powerful even if it's debilitated. So if you have a debilitated Mercury in the 1st, 4th, 7th, and 10th house, it's not really considered weak, which we will talk later on. Okay, but here, if it is debilitated, you will still feel some effect of it. You will still have a miscommunication with the mother, or when your communication with the mother just goes on some other plane, like it's not logical communication. Okay. And here, since Mercury is in the 4th house, it aspects the 10th house from itself. So let's look at the aspect of Mercury. So when Mercury is in the 4th house, and it aspects the 7th place from itself, which is the 10th house of career, your karma, that means you become one of those people who uses communication to save the people of his homeland. You use your communicative and your intelligence to, somehow bring a change into your homeland. Kind of like, you can say, a president of a country like United States, or prime minister in India, who is very good in talking, very good verbally, and at the same time, he's using that to better the lives of the people in his homeland. This also signifies somebody who has intellect or intellectual ability to have a home-based business, where they use their mind, their intelligence, and their logic to create a living for themselves. And the best example would be an astrologer. So here, Mercury can make you a businessman who's either in a real estate business. He has the intellect to, go out there and sell real estate and knows what to do. Or you can just have a home-based business. A best position would be to have a home-based business, because you have the mind now, you have the intellect in the fourth house. Okay, and so through that, Mercury is now curious to go on his dharma in the 10th house. And since the third from the Mercury then becomes the 6th house, these people are able to solve conflicts through their intelligence while sitting at home. These people are able to use their intellects and their guidance of mother to solve conflicts of the 6th house. And Mercury's actually excelled in the 6th house because it's original house of Virgo. And so this is where it's not a damaging thing. Mercury actually loves to solve those kind of conflicts. And so even an astrologer can solve conflict in those things. So you come up with a conflict with the astrologer and he'll be able to tell you, okay, this is what's happening, this is what you should be doing. A counselor. This is why a counselor, a guidance counselor, okay, somebody who's a psychologist, somebody who's out there like a career guidance, because it's also aspecting the 10th house of career. So you can guide other people regarding their career. So this is one of those very good placements to using your intellect in guiding others to their own career. And again, astrologer. What does the astrologer does? He guides you to your career, to your dharma, okay, to your path. And so this is why, Mercury is it's quite okay here, Mercury, okay. And as far as the conveniency is concerned, if here's the thing about conveniency and inconveniency. If let's say Mercury is in Gemini, or Mercury is in any kind of an air sign, or Mercury is sitting with the moon, and they are both quick planets. They both orbit quickly around around Earth and around the Sun. So these people, what happens? They keep moving one place to the other, because fourth house is your home, your homeland. Okay, where you are. Like I'm inside the home. This is my fourth house. But if Mercury is moving quick and it's in that quick sign here, there, you could be traveling due to work. You could be moving constantly, which can kind of become a source of frustration. That God, why do I keep moving? Let me just stick at one spot. But because of your intelligence, because of your career, you could be moving quickly. I mean, if Mercury is in the Earth sign, then it's more stable. It's sitting on something solid. When it's in air and water, then water can take any shape, go anywhere, has no destination, takes any shape. If it's air, you can go here, everywhere. Just mythologically, I'm speaking here. But that's a symbolism and personification of, how somebody can move quickly from one house to the other, one place to the other. And that could be a source of frustration. But, as far as like vehicle, home, everything is concerned, Mercury can give all of that, yet through your intellect. So anywhere Mercury is, okay, anywhere in your horoscope Mercury is, use your intellect towards that house, and you'll see how well you progress in life. If Mercury is in the fourth house, do the things that I just told you. Try to put your mind towards those things. Not mind, actually your intelligence towards those things. Like try to see if I'm able to do what this Mercury is telling me to do. So if you are a communicator, if you suddenly become a communicator of people of your homeland with some positive agenda, you'll find that, wow, I'm able to do this. I have the intellect to do this. If you're in the 6th house Mercury, try solving conflicts. Or 4th house Mercury, try solving conflicts. And see how well your mind intellectually goes into that. Your mind might be somewhere else, like the moon. But your intelligence, which is separate from that mind, try to use that. Like, okay, I'm here as a challenge to solve somebody's conflict. Let me see how I can do it. And if your Mercury is well placed in these houses, then your Mercury will suddenly become active. And you'll start to, okay, if I do this, if I tell him this, if I tell her that, I think I can solve this conflict. So again, Mercury is about, using your intelligence. So, and mind is something that is that garbage that keeps coming in constantly, 24/7. But you only use your Mercury when, let's say if I'm trying to operate this camera. How does this camera work? How quickly can I understand to work this camera that I'm using? That's Mercury. But in my mind, oh, I'm gonna get a camera. What will it be like if I had this camera or that camera? That's moon. All right. So guys, this was my analysis of Mercury in the 4th house. If you're new to my channel, subscribe above so you can catch that live interview tomorrow, because you have to be a subscriber to get the live interviews tomorrow by the 2 most awesome Vedic astrologers out there. And if you want to know where your Mercury is placed, check out my link below. Check out my book there, Astrology at the Speed of Light. And when you get the book, I will send you the link to look at your own chart. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Hey, what's up, all you Chaos lovers? So make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And please share my channel with all your family and friends who are in love with astrology. Because I'm the man when it comes to astrology, okay? So make sure you do that, and I will see you tomorrow with another cool new video, okay? Sorry, I love my coffee spiked. Woo!